capital city of the Centennial State, Denver, Colorado. 2 champions crowned, 1 more to go in men's Division I as we get ready for Davenport and Lindenwood. And welcome back to the University of Denver, about 20 minutes south of downtown. Ed Cohen with the USA Eagle, Dan Power. And as we break down this matchup, these teams know each other extremely well. Mid-South rivals, they lost in the semis in the 15s. They play for a title in the 7s today.
You said it, they're Mid-South rivals. They split the scores in the 15s, 1 apiece. And this one is going to be a battle of the big cat. The Panthers and the Lions facing off as we take a look at some of the highlights. Both teams did it very tough in the semifinals. First up, as we take a look in the Central Washington, the men's bracket, who lost in an absolute nail-biter here against Davenport. And what a team they have been through this entire tournament. Dotting over in the corner there was Baum. He got a hat-trick in the game, and they were sensational through the entire tournament, not losing a game.
Davenport from the state of Michigan, looking good in this one. Central Washington, women are here, so are the men, but it was Davenport that gained steam down the stretch of this match.
Oh, it was, and you look at their explosiveness out the back, and you look at that man right there, J.P. Eloff. He was sensational, and he holds the key to them getting the national championship here today. As you see that victory there, 26-21 in the last moments, the final possession, where it all comes down to in sevens rugby. And Lindenwood wearing the fashionable black strip there. The Lions were absolutely outstanding again in their final, playing against a very tough Utah, who had upset perennial favourite St. Mary's earlier in the day.
So Lindenwood against Davenport. For more on this one, we go to Renee Herlocker.
Congratulations, Mickey, with that big win against Utah. I mean, are you exhausted and ready to go and pump up against Davenport?
Ready to go, but pretty exhausted, yeah. After defending with just 6 for that last phase, it was pretty hard. So
how's this injury going to affect your game?
It'll be fine. Hopefully it just doesn't bust open again. So
J.P. Eloff is the standout All-American. He's a USA Eagle invitee. How do you go and prep against a guy like that for your opponent?
In the Midwest, we've been playing Davenport all season, so we've been playing against J.P. like every second week. So we know what he's like. We know he's a good stepper and he's a good ball player, so we're just going to have to watch out for him and do our best to contain him.
Awesome. Good luck and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
No doubt this is a test of wills, a test of stamina. One more championship in rugby sevens. Davenport and Lindenwood coming up from Denver. Here in Denver, Colorado, our final national championship, men's Division I. Davenport from Michigan, Lindenwood from Missouri. And let's meet the starting lineups first for the Panthers of Davenport.
What a classy lineup it is, but you want to focus on 13, J.P. Eloff, the South African from Bloemfontein. He is the heart and soul of this team. He gets everything going, and he links beautifully with Anthony Romans and Mason Baum, who got a hat-trick in the semi-final. They will be matched, though, by Lindenwood University, the Lions. Cameron Reid got a yellow card in the semi-final, but played very strong. Look for him to come back. And the speedster, Tom O'Connor, on the outside. Not to mention the flyer, Mickey Bateman from New Zealand.
There we go,
James Wood leading the way for the Panthers, the school outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And on the other side for Lindenwood, another Midwest entry, Cam Wiper at the helm of the Lions. Should be a great final. 20 minutes to a title in men's Division I. And our referee, Brian Zepp.
Brian Zapp celebrating his 31st birthday today. Yeah, what a great birthday present. The whistle in this final. He is an experienced campaigner, and he will take good care of both sides here. 20 minutes of action. More hits than ESPN's fantasy football website, I guarantee it.
I see what you did there. We're getting close to that. Pretty soon it'll be August, but for now, it's May. And these two squads, remember, they both lost in the semifinals in the 15s. Competing for a championship in the sevens. Lindenwood in black, Davenport Panthers, and the white with red trim. Nuno O'Donnell coughed it up. Back to get it, Giovanni Falco.
Scrum.
Referee Zap picking up a little handling error there from Davenport, spilling that one forward, but they looked very aggressive in defense. I like their line speed, getting up very quickly, putting a lot of pressure on the Lindenwood playmakers, not giving them an opportunity to spread the ball. But again, that could be dangerous. With Mickey Bateman playing for Lindenwood, very, very good footwork.
Thanks,
give him half a gap, and he can sneak through and cause plenty of problems for Davenport.
Crouch.
Scrum here for Lindenwood. And taken out by Falco.
Advantage over.
They cut it out wide.
Oh, hold.
Listen 9, listen 9.
Let go of the ball.
Clean out here for Lindenwood in the hands of Cameron Weed. One of the stars to look out for. Lions on the move. The dummy, the stiff arm. Lindenwood trying to take advantage. Here's Sebastian Comm, lost it, gets it back, and Comm in for 5. It's a try for Lindenwood.
Beautiful stuff from the Lions, drawing first blood here in the final. And again, good ball distribution, a couple of great runs from Augsburger outside. Not only has he got the fashionable hairstyle with the dreadlocks going, he can also play a bit of rugby, but Sebastian Comm showing all the coolness that you would expect with his last name. Very casual here as he dots that one down. First points coming the way of the Lindenwood Lions. Kick to come, 5-0.
Thank you.
I was thinking you guys must be getting tired as well. We've been for 3 games today.
A big start for the Lions after squeaking by Utah in the semis. And now a chance for the conversion at a very good spot. 2 more and a 7-0 lead for Lindenwood. Not even 3 minutes into this championship.
Again, good lead-up work. They do a great job of moving the ball laterally first, trying to stretch the defense, trying to fatigue them. And we talked about how long this tournament has been, 2 days, 52 teams here, a lot of pool play, 3 matches to come through, a quarterfinal, then a semi-final. The more you can keep the ball in hand, the more fatiguing it is for the defense.
Mason Baum. Let's see how Davenport responds.
No quick.
Flag is up along the touchline.
Watch your language, please.
Brian Zapp, the birthday boy, the referee, trying to keep order restored.
It's his birthday, and he'll keep order if he wants to.
Line out here to be fed by Falco for Lindenwood.
Over.
Reed.
No hands now.
Tried to maneuver the pile. This will go back to Davenport.
Make sure you 10, please.
His team was established in 2009. Davenport, located in Caledonia Township, Michigan, outside of Grand Rapids.
Let go of number 8.
And they're on the move. Slung out to O'Donnell. Extra feed, JP Eloff. The fly half does so much for the Panthers. Here's Baum. Drop off. Shahanik escapes a tackle, offloads it. Spinning towards the try line. Not in just yet. Baum in the middle, O'Donnell. Got back up just outside of 5 meters.
Referee Zapp saying he was held there 5 out before he got up and tried to play on. Tough call there against Davenport. I felt the Lindenwood player had actually slipped off the tackle. Brian Zapp in a much better position than I am, though. Calls the penalty, and a great sigh of relief comes up for Lindenwood fans. Great scrambling defense on their try line. That's the kind of defense that will win you championships. Get a look at the replay there, and that's a good call. He still had a hold of the boot there when he got back to his feet. He may have rolled off after that, but that is his job to release the tackle player. He held on long enough that Brian Zapp was happy that the Davenport player was not allowed to play on. Fair enough on the penalty. Good call, Brian Zapp. That's his birthday present from me. I'm not going to roast him on that one.
Light a candle. Get it done. Was kicked out to touch. A line out here for Lindenwood, and they give it up. Davenport trying to take advantage. Eloff with space, going for the corner of the try line. Dotted down. J.P. Eloff, the native of South Africa, answers for the Panthers.
Oh, the Bloemfontein sensation showing more moves than an octopus at the disco. Beautiful dummy there, backs himself on the outside. Augsburger has no answer for the speed of Eloff as he dots it down in the corner. 5 points to 7, kick to come. He'll try to convert his own try and tie things up here with just over 3.5 minutes left in this first half.
Black, just watch out for the kick, please. Lindenwood, step out. Thank you. Go ahead. About 10 seconds.
Tough conversion here for the All-American in 7s and 15s. Lets it fly. Overshoots the post, but they'll take the 5 with 3 and change to go in the first. It's a 2-point match.
Just a dangerous player, J.P. Eloff, showing why he is an All-Americans in both forms of the games. Dotting down there. You've got to pay him a little bit more respect for that when he has the ball in 2 hands and commit at least 1 defender on him. If you sit back and let him play ball like that, it's going to be trouble all day for Lindenwood.
Nelson fields the kickoff.
Strongly.
And Lindenwood in business now, leading 7-5 here in the D1 National Championship. The kill was stripped, and it's taken back by Davenport.
Not releasing in time there. Brian Zapp right on the mark. Gives Davenport a fantastic opportunity to attack again. 2 minutes to go before the break.
Zahanik.
No hands. Leave it, Black.
Leaned out by Leiden. Or Monkel. Gave it up, and it's regathered by Com for Lindenwood. He has their try earlier. Final 2 minutes, first half. Seems like Lindenwood's played it a bit conservatively in certain spots.
They certainly have, just weighing up their options there, not much happening. A couple of tired players, and probably not a bad choice down on the scoreboard. Sorry, up by 5 points to 7, sorry, holding on to a 2-point lead. A conservative 7's probably not a bad idea here. They do look physically tired, kicking that ball, picking up some territory, and just getting themselves out of trouble. A couple of replacements coming on as Augsburger. He leaves the field. That right thigh, if he's heavily taped, could be playing into that as well.
Alongside Dan Power, Ahmed Cohen, Renee Herlocker on the sidelines. Final of our 3 championships here in Rugby 7s. Division II men won by James Madison, and Penn State claiming the women's title in 7s like they did 2 weeks ago in the 15s. Davenport on the move in white. Keep control. And spun out for Bound. Mason Bound trying to use his feet. Gets by 1 tackle. Stiff arm another. Look at him go, the senior from Indiana.
Not releasing the tackle player. They'll go quickly here, the Panthers, looking to put on some points right before halftime.
O'Donnell out wide. Here's game.
Plant. No hands, Black.
O'Donnell was right there inside of 5 meters, and it's getting physical out there in the final minute of the first half.
We talked about it in the pregame. 2 teams that are pretty familiar with each other, both coming out of the south there, playing each other quite a few times a year. So familiar faces on both sides, and obviously a little bit of passion there. Both wanting to square the ledger. Went 1-1 in 15, so this is the tiebreaker right here today.
Here's your line. Please don't go any closer.
It was played out to touch, so a line out here in the final seconds as we enter stoppage time. Midwest battle between these Mid-South rivals. Com fields the line out. He scored the try for Lindenwood. They lead 7-5 after 10 minutes. Halftime in the Division I Men's National Championship in Denver. Two-point lead for Lindenwood at the break of this Division I National Championship in Rugby Sevens, but this great try from Davenport's J.P. Eloff.
Beautiful stuff, and that's the benefit of running with the ball in two hands from Eloff there, showing some magical stuff. And we've got 10 minutes left to crown a national champion. Cannot wait.
Interesting start. Game with Lormunkal from Thailand. Came off the bench in the first half, is out there to start the second. Number 20 in white.
Step back.
Com rips it away from Game.
Advantage, rolling.
Heard the advantage call. Bateman sneaks by a tackle, and Mickey Bateman dives in for the try, blowing by the grasp of Anthony Welmers for the 5 points.
Beautiful stuff from Bateman. We got a chance to listen into the huddle at halftime. His coach stressing to him, have a crack, Mickey, have a crack. And they got tight, and that's the benefit of having guys like Mickey Bateman, the smaller guys with the good footwork. Spotted a few tired defenders from Davenport, exploited them with the footwork. The right foot step goes right through, stamps himself on the game. 12 points to 5. That's the start that Lindenwood were looking for.
And now Bateman for the conversion. He has notched 9 points for Lindenwood, and they lead this final 14-5 over Midwest rival Davenport.
We're noticing the defense from both sides a lot more intense in the final, and that's what you would expect. 14 points for 5. Quite a low-scoring affair from what we've seen earlier today, even with the 14-minute game, 7-minute halves. 10-minute half, still only 14 points to 5. Maybe blowing out a little later if one of the teams starts to fatigue.
With that said, knowing fatigue will creep in at some point, how important is this stretch right now with the ball for Davenport?
Oh, huge. They've got to keep it on. And you've got like Lormunkal who's come on, hasn't played much rugby throughout the tournament. He could be a key for them. And J.P. Eloff needs to get his hands on the ball a little bit more. Mickey Bateman, he was told to do the same thing for his team. Crucial for Eloff to be more involved.
Restart here for Lindenwood. The 9-point cushion with under 8 to play. Bateman. Here's Nelson. A couple of jukes. Nelson breaks away, and he's in. A try for Colton Nelson and Lindenwood. Boy, did he take Lormunkal for a ride.
Oh, he certainly did. Beautiful footwork from Nelson. Just set him up for disaster there for Davenport. The footwork was sensational. Not to mention the head was going as well. The full body steps. This will look great on the replay. Watch Nelson there. The head shaking back and forth. He got me a little bit motion sick up here in the commentary box, but he gets the cookies though as Nelson dots it down. And Lindenwood, you get the feeling a huge momentum swing in the second half to them. They could run away with this.
Okay.
Another conversion for Mickey Bateman after this.
The fancy footwork. I'm almost tempted not to call it footwork, more head work. It was going everywhere. I'd hate to be his chiropractor the way he's shaking that neck around, but beautiful stuff from Nelson as he gets a try in the final.
Please
really
push the pace of the kickoff,
Lindenwood
please.
asserting themselves here in the second half.
Here in the high altitude, longer halves in a championship. A stretch of numerous games across 2 days, and this is where fatigue really becomes a battle.
But certainly, you're tired playing sevens rugby for 10 minutes if you're fresh. Add in altitude, add in the second day of a long, long tournament. It's very taxing on these players' bodies.
It's in the hands of Eloff. Question is, can Davenport take advantage, and quickly? Welmers met at the halfway line and dug out by Baum. They go wide here, a Lorman call. Snatched back by Lindenwood. O'Donnell cuts it out. Extra offload, Baum beats one man. Baum across the try line and in for 5 points. And a big response, midway point second half by Davenport.
Exactly what the Panthers needed here. And Baum is one of those players, deceptively fast. The big man just glides across the field as he dots it down. He got a bunch of tries already today, adds to that tally in the final. And Davenport starting to sneak back in here at 21 points to 10, kick to come.
We saw this with Elof's try, another tough spot for the conversion. Clock ticking, 4:30 left for the Division I Men's National Championship in Rugby Sevens. Elof hooked it wide again. So it stays 11 points. That's big. You missed the 2 conversions. Here's the latest miss.
That's critical. Now 11 points. Not only do they have to score twice, but now you're depending on Elof to make a conversion to bring that 11-point buffer back to 12 points. We'll get it. 1 conversion, 2 tries. But again, that comes down to the end of the game. You've got a kick from the sideline. That's a big pressure kick. He's made a lot of big kicks in his day. So hopefully if Davenport get themselves in that position, he's the man to do it.
At what point, if you're Lindenwood, inside of 4 minutes, do you think about emptying your fullback when you have possession?
It's going to be tough here if you're going to bring the sweeper up to play some defense. You're holding on to an 11-point lead. Again, we talked about how conservative they were at the back of the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if they start making some changes, some substitutions to get fresh legs out. And like you said, tightening things up and playing a very defensive style of sevens. That can come back to hurt you, though, if you do shut up shop a little early.
Bateman got it away in time. Brad Foster now. Taken down by Bailey. Kept alive by Com. And trickles out to Bateman. Baum with those long arms interrupts.
Yeah, he wouldn't look out of place at the Denver Zoo with the giraffes, Baum, wouldn't he? He's a long, lanky lad. And he just stretched out that long arm of his, can't pull it in. Going back for an earlier infraction of a penalty that may have been a little bit foul play at one of the breakdowns. So now Lindenwood, another chance to attack off the set piece here. Mickey Bateman getting things moving.
Here comes Com. Got it away, Bateman juggling. Couldn't keep it alive. Time ticking on Davenport. And they lose a chance right there. Reset, Finley near the try line. Lindenwood close. But close right now does not mean 5 points. Reed across and in. Cameron Reed, a big answer for Lindenwood, and they're on their way with under 2 minutes left.
Yeah, Cameron Reed, no stranger to the gym. If you take a look at the muscly body, the big shoulders and chest of the big man, finds Lamoncole, a huge mismatch there. He does his best, the little fella, to get in his way, but Reed barges his way over for a try, which comes from a bunch of sustained pressure after you said a silly handling mistake from Baum. Took the tap quickly, couldn't handle it. And that cost him dearly. After coming back and putting that nice try on himself and looking like mounting a comeback, they've given up another try and they slip back to that 11 points. Well, actually, sorry, 18 points now with that conversion. That is a long road back with just a minute left on the clock. I don't want to say never, but that is a huge ask with just 60 seconds left to play here.
Shift in momentum huge, given the stakes, given the energy, and how much has been put forth the last 2 days. Lindenwood University, established in 1827, second oldest school of higher education situated west of the Mississippi. But rugby's relatively new. Established in 2011. And 40 years later, they're on the verge of a title. Division I in Rugby Sevens.
Penalty advantage, entry. Advantage over.
Last legs for Davenport. What a year for the squad from Michigan. Here's Baum, stutter step. Combs slowed him up.
Let go, Black. Rock, step, step.
This Midwest battle. These two teams know each other quite well. But here in Denver, Colorado, Lindenwood, winners in 2015 in Division I, Rugby Sevens champions.
Beautiful stuff from the Lions of Lindenwood there, claiming the National Sevens Championship. Absolute jubilation there. Well deserved too. I thought they were definitely the more consistent squad throughout the tournament. Very, very dangerous, and a lot of that revolved around the play of Mickey Bateman, who I thought was absolutely outstanding here today in the final. Worthy of an MVP vote, young Bateman. But commiserations to Davenport. Like I said, what a great season the Panthers have had.
The Lindenwood Lions join Life and two-time winner Arkansas State as winners in this, the fourth College Sevens National Championship. Lions victorious, what a day. Getting by Utah barely in the semis and holding off Davenport. They are the champs here in Denver, Colorado. Champions over Davenport. Let's go to Renee with the champion Mickey Bateman.
Congratulations, Mickey. So a true test of sorts. I mean, coming out as a champ, you guys split basically in the 15s, and now you're coming on top of the 7s. How does it feel to be a Lion?
It feels great, especially right now with the 28-10 win. Like the last 15 games we had against Davenport, we lost. So coming up against them in the final and beating them is just like the best feeling.
How important were your seniors as far as motivating you guys?
Very important. We've got Sebastian Calm, who was wearing the green headgear, and then Morgan Finlay, who's the number 11 that came on. And those are the boys that are getting us off our feet when we're getting ready to warm up for each game. They're the ones that are getting us all motivated and excited to play. So yeah, they have a pretty big role, and we're definitely going to miss them. Yeah,
and you have a year and a half left. How are you going to motivate the youngsters?
Well, we got a lot of good young guys coming through. I'm sure they won't need too much motivating because we got a competitive squad. So it's just whoever's working is gonna be there. So
I'm glad the goose egg didn't affect your play. Go enjoy your team.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Okay, Renee, so Lindenwood, they fall in the semifinals in the 15s for the second straight year to Life, but a workmanlike performance as they beat Davenport 28-10. They're winners in the 7s, and Dan, this was an efficient performance from a veteran group.
Absolutely. Big moments bring forward big players, and none more so in the final than Mickey Bateman. What an effort from him, and this is his first try. It almost started the second half. His coach was very direct to him in the huddle at halftime about having a crack, having a dig, and taking this team, dragging them by the collar, kicking and screaming to a championship, and he did that today. Absolutely sensational effort from him and the entire Lindenwood squad. What a weekend of 7s we experienced.
28-10 the final. Lindenwood champions in men's Division I. James Madison won it in Division II. Penn State winners on the women's side. So for Dan Power, Dallin Stanford, Renee Herlocker, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Ed Cohen. Great weekend of Rugby Sevens as we say goodbye from Denver, Colorado.